All right, so next step in this Corsage and Boutonniere extravaganza is to show you how to wire and tape a few different flowers that you might either use for a boutonniere pinned to the man or for a more traditional corsage that might get pinned to the woman, or used in a more traditional way than gluing to become a wrist corsage. So first I super hydrate my rose, and then I'm going to use a really heavy gauge wire. This is probably, gosh, I don't know, 14, 16, somewhere in there. And check this out. I'm really just going to punch it right in there. And then I'm going to cut it right off. The trick to wiring and keeping it really secure on something that is heavy like this is to do the double-sided wiring. And so now I'm using a very thin wire, and I am gonna poke it in on the other side and wrap it around so that really, no matter what happens, even if this wire were to somehow come out, I would still have it completely secured with my thinner wire. And I mean, this is like foolproof even for bridal bouquets, like where you're gonna toss it across the room and find out who gets married next. So once I have it wired around my solid wire, my heavy solid wire, I'm gonna use some floral tape. And floral tape is some of the coolest stuff out there. It's really just a paper tape that has been coated in paraffin wax. And so it does double duty. Not only does it hold the wire to the stem, but once you go across the wound that you've created at the bottom, it kind of seals in all that moisture. And so now we have a wired and taped rose that we can, are you ready? Pin right up here. Now, if you're wiring something a little more delicate, like an alstroemeria, which I love as a boutonniere or corsage flower, because they're super durable, they'll hold up all night. I mean, until you get hugged, but until then, it's gonna be great. You might need to do it in a slightly more delicate way. And so for this kind of wiring, we're gonna do the same double-sided wiring technique, but we're gonna use it with a much more delicate wire. And so the first thing I do is put the wire up into the bloom, and then instead of adding a second wire, I'm gonna just do a slight wrap job here so that this hook that you've created within the bloom is there to hold the bloom, but also to secure it on both sides. Once you have it in there, you can tidy up your wire. And again, you're gonna use your floral tape with the paraffin wax to make sure that everything is securely in place. And like I said, that paraffin wax is gonna help to hold the moisture into the bloom and keep it alive and well for the night ahead.